So coming to the concluding session of this program, today we will focus on money management techniques and traders mentality. Um, as the slides take time to open at the end, if I ask you, with whatever level of experience you have in the market, what is the most important factor for successful trading? What will you say?
The trader's mentality.
Traders mentality means you're saying psychology?
Exactly.
Acha. What about you, Shravan?
Discipline.
Discipline. So discipline also is a, okay, so if I if I put them down, so mentality, you're saying discipline. Okay, anything else?
Proper risk reward.
Bet sizing, proper risk reward. Acha, okay. Risk reward. Then you said bet sizing, quantity sizing. Okay, bet sizing. Anything else? Money management, risk management. Okay, Kumar, Narayan. Okay, so risk management. Okay. आज मनी मैनेजमेंट है क्लास इसलिए सब लोग मनी मैनेजमेंट बोल रहे हैं. अगर स्ट्रैटेजी का क्लास में पूछता तो एवरीबॉडी वुड से स्ट्रैटेजी. पेशेंस. अच्छा, ओके, नाइस.
Planning.
Patience, planning, good. Anything else? Okay, now mentality is a function of the market or you?
Ourselves.
Discipline is a function of the market or you?
Ourselves.
Risk reward is a function of the market or you?
Ourselves.
Bet sizing?
Ourselves.
Patience?
Ourselves.
And planning?
Ourselves.
Okay. Now, if these answers are to be right, agar ye answers actually mein, if I assume that these answers are right, then for successful trading, at the end of the last class, you're telling me that it's a function of you yourself. And all the last 7 classes we are doing all crap strategies, indicators, Heikenhashi. Kya zarurat tha? 8 classes we would have spoken and try to enhance ourselves so that we can. Is it not there is a contradictory?
No.
No? Anything more you want to add? You're saying something.
I'm saying all these strategies and all that parameters that has been taught by you. तो वो अपने आप में discipline वही सब कोई
Correct.
बना के
So
उसको अपने आप में लाना होगा.
what
The candlestick we learned only.
correct.
It should be used by us.
Correct. So that's exactly the point. Is that
You are our Santa. You have given it the basket.
so now so exactly so what generally happens most of the time market में वो कौन सा item है वो कौन सा so we focus too much on the entry and before the entry we focus too much on the stock कौन सा which stock we are always looking for which stock to buy tomorrow which stock to sell tomorrow so this is where our major focus goes then a little focus comes on अच्छा stock पता चल गया कहाँ पे entry करूँ then exit आता है then exit has two ways one is a profitable exit one is a loss exit and then comes quantity. Okay, now that's exactly what you guys are saying is the techniques are fine. With the techniques I figure out the entry, the stock, the exit, where to exit in a profit, where to exit in a loss. With money management we'll get the quantity. But ये सब तो सब ठीक है. All of these things are fine. Thousands of kids are taught how to play cricket in India. Millions of kids are taught how to play cricket in India. But only one can become a Kohli or a Tendulkar or a correct. So it all boils down. It's a function of you. Sorry, it's a function of you and yourself. Big parameter. So when we start with you, we will get into traders mentality. That's where I try to help you a little bit. Do I know myself? So would you like to play on your strengths or would you like to play on your weakness? Strengths, obviously. So that is where we will get into traders mentality, psychology. But before that, I'm not too sure if I have told you this. Before you take a trade, there are 5 questions to be answered. We have done this, correct? The 5 questions you need to answer before you take a trade, not after. Generally after hota hai. So let's say I get a call, yes, tomorrow morning, and I've been asked कि sir Petronet कैसा लगता है? तो मैंने लिया था, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, etc. etc. So my point is always, before you've taken Petronet, have you answered these 5 questions? If anyone answers these 5 questions before a trade, directional trade, I'm not talking about jobbing, scalping, arbitrage, वो सब is not part of this program. I'm talking about directional long short. These 5 questions need to be answered. The first point is which stock? Which stock to buy or sell? इसका आंसर आप कहां से मिलेगा? Strategies. So you will run your swing strategies, trend following strategies, contrarian strategies, and you run the scanners and you look for the charts, and then you get a probable trade. You get a probable trade. Once you get a probable trade, then you answer what price to enter. What price to enter you figure out. Then you have to answer what price to exit when it is at a loss. That is essentially your stop loss. And at what price to exit when it's a profitable trade. So this is your target. Yahan tak, till this point, till the 4th point, you have reached. Whatever little strategies, indicators you know, you can come to the 4th point. No problem. When you've come to the 4th point, you've come to a stock to buy this and sell this. The 5th point you have to answer is how many. How many means the quantity. And nicely we name it bet sizing. Sounds cool. What is your bet size? How much is the size you are willing to bet, the bet sizing? Till the 4th point we have done, we have covered. The 5th point, this one, the quantity, is essentially money management. This is essentially money management that we will look into now. How do we manage our risk, the capital that we have? Let's quickly show you an Excel sheet. A very simple way of money management I'll show you. You can extend that further. So let's say I come here. Okay, let's increase size a little bit. Okay, visible? Yeah. Let's do some basic money management. Simple. How to start from scratch. See, trading is no less than any business. Is as good as any business, any shop, any financial endeavor you plan. There is a capital required, there is some energy required in forms of capital, in terms of resource. You want to look into an ROI, there's cost, etc. etc. So it's exactly a business. But the beauty of trading is it's a business of businesses. So you are essentially trading various different types of businesses. It can be a healthcare business, an IT business, an FMCG business. So it starts with a point where you need a capital. I say initial capital. ठीक है? Let's say Bishopri or Vivek or Tanay or Arup or Shravan would like to get into full-time trading for living from his own living room. Cool thing, right? So much time in hand to do. So first thing that they need to know is a capital. No capital is less, if you ask me. You can start with any capital. But if you want to do futures, then obviously there has to be a certain level that you have to start with. Let's say you want to do short-term quick trades. Let's take a value of, let's say 10 lakhs. Let's say we take 10 lakhs. Now, when you manage this 10 lakhs, the second thing you have to answer yourself is, what is my worst case scenario? Are you willing to lose this entire 10 lakhs or 20% or 30% or 50% or 70%? You have to answer to yourself, no one else. So let's say, how much is generally a worst case scenario? How much we are willing to lose out of this 10 lakhs? If you lose that amount, you question yourself, ये जो मैंने धंधा चालू किया था, should I continue this or should I shut it down? How much should that value be? 1%.
Each trade.
No, each trade वो बाद में आता है. I'm saying total loss.
So it depends on an individual.
Depends on an individual, but generally, if you talk to any proprietary trading desk in India or outside India, and you trade their money, then generally the number is around 20 to 30%. 20%, 30% at max. 30 से ऊपर कभी नहीं होता. Means if you are given 10 lakhs, if you lose 3 lakhs, you've been asked to leave. So even if it's 10 lakh is yours, you should not look into a worst case scenario more than 30%. So what is your rupees worst case scenario? Your rupees worst case scenario is essentially 30% of 10 lakhs, which is 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs, if I lose, I'm gone. Okay. Now let's come to the point of risk per trade. So 3 lakhs in total you're willing to lose. Now you get an idea, you got a trade. Let's say we look into our charts. Sunday evening we open our software, we run our strategies, we run our scanners, and we get some trading ideas. Let's say it's taking a little time to load up. Yeah. Let's say Union Bank. Union Bank has come down. If I show you the RSI 2, it has fallen below 10. I'll just change the levels from 70-30 to 90-10. Right? So let's say, I'm just giving an hypothetical example. मुझे Union Bank अच्छा लगता है for tomorrow for a short term buy. Uptrend में short term correction के बाद bounce back, pull back trade. So I would like to buy above 144 half, keeping 141 as my stop loss. Now the point is, now I have reached a stage where I know which stock. Question number 1. I've reached a stage where I know किसके ऊपर लेना है level. I know a level वहाँ कहाँ नीचे stop loss, and I can say a target on the upside. So all the 4 questions are answered. The only 5th question that I need to answer is how many. So now when I am going to do this trade, Union Bank में मैं कितना risk लूँगा? पूरा 3 lakhs. Should I risk all 3 lakhs? No, right? Because if this trade goes wrong, in one trade I'm out of the business. So how much should I risk? How much should I risk? 5%. 5%. Kanhaiya says 0.5% to 2%. So essentially a good way to start is what Kanhaiya said and what Vivek also said some time back, is around 1%, which is 1% means is equal to 1% of, this is my total capital. So how much I am willing to lose 10,000 rupees. So if I take the Union Bank trade, my worst case scenario, I am willing to lose 10,000. Total, how much am I willing to lose?
3 lakh.
3 lakh. So, how many trades back to back I will make losses for me to wipe off?
30 trades.
ध्यान से सुनिए, 30 trades you have to do back to back, एक के बाद एक, गलत 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 गलत, not even a single profit or break even. 30 trades. If you manage to do 30 such bad trades, आपको actually बाजार में नहीं रहना चाहिए. You should go and do something else. You should not be in the market. Generally what happens, we have thoroughly backtested many trading strategies. We go as high as 8, 9. Very quick short-term trading strategies, algo-driven, can go as high as 12. Back to back wrong. Back to back wrong. ठीक है? But 30 is
Impossible.
Way too.
It's not. It's possible. Then you're horrible. ठीक है?
As a trade, it's impossible.
So when you have done this, at the back of your mind, are you comfortable that chalo I'm in the game. I will never be wiped off. Correct? Correct. So this 10,000 amount is not too high or too low. So let's now move ahead. So I've decided to take 10,000 risk per trade. This sheet, this table, sorry. Let's name it uh, portfolio statistics. Portfolio stats. So this is my portfolio. We will come back to this section little later. We will come back to this section. Now, next to this table, I'll create one more table, जो मेरा fresh trades trading idea होगा. My fresh trades means I'm scanning the market. I'm getting Union Banks, Reliance, Cap, whatever, which is my probable tomorrow's trade, tomorrow's probable trade. So what? How should I do? I will write the stock, whether I'm going to do a long trade or I'm going to do a short trade. What is my entry price? What is my stop loss? Then what is my risk? And based on that, how much quantity should I buy? These are the things I want to answer. So stock क्या था? Union Bank. It was a long trade or a short trade? It was a long trade. I wanted to buy above 145, stop loss of 141. Correct? So what is my risk? My absolute difference of this minus this, 4 रुपए का रिस्क. और मैं टोटल कितना रिस्क लेने के लिए तैयार हूं? 10,000. तो मेरा क्वांटिटी कितना आएगा? 10,000 डिवाइडेड बाय रिस्क. हाँ, I was coming to that point. So अगर लॉट साइज यूनियन बैंक का 2500 से ऊपर है, तो बेस्ड ऑन दिस सेटअप फ्यूचर्स में हम नहीं ले पाएंगे. तो फ्यूचर्स में अगर ले पाए, if to take them in futures market, what should we do? You cannot scan in the daily chart, because when you're scanning on the daily chart, the entry and stop loss is wide. Because the entry and stop loss is wide, this number is big. If this number is big, this number will be small. तो जनरली आप क्या करते हो? आप ये सब कैलकुलेशन नहीं करते हो, आप सीधा एक यूनियन बैंक का लॉट उठा लेते हो. 4 रुपए का रिस्क. कितना है यूनियन बैंक का लॉट? 4,000. ठीक है. और आपका स्टॉप लॉस कितने का है? 4 रुपए का. तो जहां आपने डिसाइड किया था 10,000 का लॉस लोगे, वहां पे आपको यू आर एक्सपोज टू हाउ मच रिस्क नाउ?
प्लस कॉस्ट.
तो इसीलिए व्हाट हैपेंस, सी यहां तक ठीक था. सोचो यहां तक आपने नहीं किया, सोचो क्वांटिटी तक नहीं किया. मोस्ट ऑफ अस डू टिल दिस पॉइंट एंड यू टेक अ ट्रेड ऑन द फ्यूचर्स मार्केट, बट यू आर एक्सपोज टू 16,000 रिस्क. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स कम टू वन मोर स्टॉक which looks good or bad. Let's say Petronet. मैं बताता हूँ. Let's say Petronet breakout rate. Let's say, for example, I'm just, these are all hypothetical figures. So let's say Petronet we want to buy at 403 and a stop loss of 380.
Huge.
चलिए करते. Petronet long कितना बोला? 403 380. तो इसको एक ये राउंड फिगर में आए, इसका एक काम करते, उपाय करते. लेट्स गिव इट अ फ्लोर जिससे कि डेसिमल में ना आए. सो आई एम गिविंग इट अ फ्लोर ऑफ 5. ठीक है. सॉरी. सही क्या? 430. पेट्रोनेट का लॉट साइज क्या है?
7-8 या 2 या
पेट्रोनेट का लॉट साइज है 2000.
400.
So the system according your money management system based on this, ये तो पैरामीटर आपने डाला है ना, not market, not me. This is what you have to feed according to what you have fed. What is your comfort level of risk? Falana falana. It is telling you this is the quantity you have to take. But if you don't take this quantity and you take 2000, will you be comfortable with your trade? No. One trade, if Petronet goes wrong, how much will you lose?
5 times.
5 times more. So 10,000 का 50,000. So यहाँ पे एक सौदा जो आप 10,000 लॉस करने के लिए तैयार थे, वहां पे अगर 50,000 का एक सौदा में चला गया, जो 5 में जाता वो एक लेके गया, तो ये 3 लाख ज्यादा दूर नहीं दिखता है.
6 ट्रेड में खत्म.
You understand? So you cannot over trade, neither can you take too much risk on any trade. You need to spread it across. So what you will do? You will stick to your rules. Now you want to increase this. The only way to increase this is very simple. You increase this or you increase this. Sorry, 1%. ये जो 1% of 10 लाख है, इसको आप 2% कर दो. देखो ऑटोमेटिकली वहां पे नंबर्स चेंज हो जाएंगे. अगर उसमें भी नहीं होता है, so you have to stick to then lower time frames for lesser stop loss. Because we are using daily chart, that's why our risk is more. The moment we use hourly charts, this number will be small. If this number is small, this number will be big.
Should we do it on our chart?
So you should, yeah, if you want to do futures, very clear. I've done futures throughout in 60-minute chart. In futures, 60-minute chart or 15-minute chart, you will get all future lot size. कोई problem नहीं होगा. The same strategies of entry and stop loss, etc. If you do it in a 15-minute and or a 60-minute, most of the lot sizes आ जाएगा. In this calculation, in this 10 lakh calculation.
पर सर स्टॉप लॉस का परसेंटेज बढ़ गया है.
Stop.
मतलब जो ट्रेड जो स्टॉप लॉस हिट करने वाला.
हाँ, उसका पैसे ऑब्वियसली बढ़ेगा. आपका जहाँ एक सौदा होता था वहां पे 5 सौदा ऑब्वियसली बढ़ जाएगा. But obvious. अच्छा, so I have my portfolio. I've defined my risk, my worst case scenario. I have my scanners and my software. I am getting some trading ideas, long short, etc. etc. With these ideas, with this homework, I go to the market tomorrow and I anticipate कि अगर Union Bank 145 के ऊपर जाएगा, I will buy. If Petronet goes about 403, I will buy, etc. So I'm all prepared for tomorrow. The market opens tomorrow. Then we come to another table. We will call it open positions. Those who have done internship with me will try to relate कर पाओगे कि exactly किस तरफ जा रहे हैं. Entry date. On which date did you buy this? Which stock was it? Was it a long trade or was it a short trade? What was your entry price? What was your initial stop loss when you entered? क्या stop loss लेके काम कर रहे थे? What is your current stop loss? अभी current stop loss क्या है आपका? Target, इसमें बाद में आएंगे. Then what is the current market price? What is your return? Absolute return. Let's say tomorrow when the market opens, आपका दोनों trade trigger हो जाते हैं. Your Union Bank and Petronet both are triggered. So what you will do? You will put the date tomorrow, 20th of Feb 2017. The stock is Union Bank. I went into a long trade. My entry price is 145.10. थोड़ा ऊपर ही होगा. 145 का trigger लगाओगे. My initial stop loss is 141. The current price let's say is 146. Okay, target में बाद में आता हूँ. CMP, okay. Okay. Current stop loss, sorry. CMP 146. Current stop loss is also 141. क्वांटिटी मैंने किया है 2500, ठीक है। सो ओवर हियर यू पुट एंट्री वैल्यू and you put buy value. Entry value was fine. You put current value and then you put return. So what is my entry value? 2500 खरीदा है. I will multiply it with my entry price. What is my current value? This is my CMP and that will get multiplied with my quantity. So what is my return? If this trade is a long trade, if this cell, that is C12, is equal to a long trade, then what should be my return? Current value minus entry value. और अगर short trade होता तो उल्टा होता, entry value minus current value. This is a simple formula. See over here. The simple formula that I put. What did I tell that cell? Return cell. अगर ये short होता तो उल्टा हो जाता ना. So I told the Excel sheet that go to that cell, figure out मैंने long सौदा किया या short सौदा किया. अगर long सौदा किया है तो current value minus entry value, और अगर short सौदा किया है so entry value minus current value. So it will give me the right figure. So I am making a profit of 2250. Okay, like last time, I also have to take a call today, like last Sunday. So I'll just take this call. Give me 5. Sorry, done. So let me look into the online questions once. What is the risk to reward ratio? Vikram, I'll come to that. Risk to reward in very detail, we will look into it. Don't worry. ठीक है, यहाँ तक ठीक है. So I am making a return of 2250. Let's come here and let's say over here open profit and loss. जो मेरा ओपन पोजीशन है उसका प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस क्या होगा? सो इट इज अ सम ऑफ दिस वन, ये जो रो चलते रहेगा, कॉलम चलते रहेगा. सो आई एम मेकिंग एन प्रॉफिट ऑफ 2250. लेट्स से योर Petronet has also got triggered. So ideally what should you do? What should I do? I will copy the whole thing. I will paste it down. All the formulas have got copied. All that I do will change. Petronet long 403 380 380, target will come little later. CMP, let's say it has gone wrong, लेने के बाद नीचे आ गया, सोचो 400, quantity 430, I'm making a loss of 1290. Let me highlight this. So see over here, my profit and loss, जो 2250 था, has come down to 960. Why? Because of the loss in Petronet. Clear? So like this, you will scan the market, get possible trading ideas. Till this is your very important table for tomorrow. And this, when they get triggered, they are added here. Now यहाँ added होने से तो नहीं होगा. It will go up, come down. It will hit your target, stop loss, etc. So they will get exited. So comes the fourth table over here that we will call booked positions. The positions we have closed. So open date. On which day did I open? Close date. Which day did I close? What stock was it? Was it a long trade or was it a short trade? What was my entry price? What was the quantity I traded? What was my exit price? What was my entry value? What was my exit value? And what is my final return? Let's say after 3-4 days you exited both the positions. Let's say you exited both the positions. So your open date was 20th of Feb 2017, दोनों का, and दोनों का let's say 22nd of Feb you exited. One was Union Bank, the other one was Petronet. This trade was a long trade. This was also a long trade. Your entry price on Union Bank 145.10. Your quantity was 2500. Your exit price, let's say it went really well. सोचो आपका यूनियन बैंक का सच में okay, there's some background noise. I request guys to mute yourself. I'll also check at my end. Ram Reddy, sorry, I'm putting you on mute. Yeah. All right. I think it's still there. Just give me a second. Let me check. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the chart of Union Bank. Let's say it gave a bounce back, and let's say we got a good trade and we exited around 152. Let's say just trying to give a positive picture. 152. So what is your entry value? Your entry value was entry price into quantity. Your exit value is exit price multiplied with the quantity, and your final return is the same thing. If my this column, this cell is equal to a long trade, then it should be exit value minus entry value, or else if it's not long it will be short. So if it's a short, then entry minus exit. So I made around 17,000. Now let's say Petronet. Petronet also we closed. Petronet we entered at 403 and our quantity was 430, and let's say this hit our stop loss, and we had kept a stop loss of 380. All that I have to do is यहाँ से copy paste. So this loss will never exceed 10,000 rupees. Why? Because this 430 is getting calculated from 10,000. तो मेरा लॉस 10,000 से ऊपर कभी होगा नहीं until unless there is slippage of big gap up or gap down. So if I have an open profit and loss, I should have a booked profit and loss. What should be my booked profit and loss? A summation of all the positions that I have closed. The market keeps on moving from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Friday and all. So आपका यहाँ पे जब यूनियन बैंक पेट्रोनेट निकल जाएगा, यहाँ पे कोई नया परिंदा आएगा, रिलायंस आएगा, पीटीसी आएगा, कुछ ना है. So this will keep on, this will populate based on this will populate based on your homework. Based on your homework, you get new trades. These new trades, when triggered, come here. You manage these open trades and you close them and you bring them here. This is called a trader's log, a trading log. Aapka chitta. How have you actually traded? Then this is your portfolio statistics. And your portfolio statistics will show where you started, your worst case scenario, and this is how much you are making. So what is your current capital?
10 lakh 7,000.
So my current capital is, I started with 10. I am making a open profit and loss of 960 and I'm making a book profit and loss of 736. Let's say 960 यहाँ पे कुछ दूसरा नाम दे देते, Reliance कर देता हूँ, R Power कर देता हूँ, whatever. It does not matter. What matters is what is my open, this one, this column. How much is open? And this column, how much I've booked. This summation will reflect here. So your current capital is slightly higher than your initial capital. So how much percentage are you making? ठीक है? So I call this percentage return. Now let's try and understand. Let's try and understand. सोचिए मेरा दोनों सौदा खराब गया. Let's say यूनियन बैंक भी खराब गया और पेट्रोनेट भी खराब गया. So I exited at, what was my stop loss? 141. दोनों में लॉस हो गया. This number goes negative, my current capital goes negative, and my current return goes negative. So it's automatically getting calculated. Now let me ask you a question. Every day you will run these scanners, every day you will get some fishes. You will expect that those will move as per your anticipation. You put them in open trades, closed trades. ये रोज का रोज चल रहा है. This is exactly the discipline. Someone said discipline. This is the disciplined manner in which you have to do it. All the 5 questions are answered when you're doing this, which are what stock, what price enter, what price exit, quantity. All of this is getting done. So ढांचा बन गया है. आपको सिर्फ day in day out उसको follow करना है, meticulously, religiously, with discipline. So it will keep on add on. Now you tell me, you have done, let's say 20, 20, 40, 50 trades like this. So your this number, this current capital percentage, this part will either be positive or negative. Currently it is negative. When it's negative, will you take tomorrow more risk or less risk? Less risk. When it's positive, should you take more risk or less risk? More risk. आपने कुछ कमाया है तो आप गवा सकते हो, आपको गवाने का अधिकार है. Now now look here. This risk per trade is always constant. 10,000. When I started a month back, I told that I will take a risk of 10,000. I have lost some money, but I'm still taking a risk of 10,000. Not right, na? So this part where the quantity, this risk is getting divided by 10,000. This part where 1% is getting multiplied by initial capital, 1% of initial capital, this should be 1% of current capital. So what we will do, we will change the formula. We will say don't take 1% of 10 lakh rupees, take 1% of the ongoing capital जो चल रहा है. Then 10,000 comes down to 9,000. So the system is telling you to take less risk. Why? Because I'm losing. Let's make both these trades profitable trades. Let's say I exited this at 152 and I exited this at 415. I've made both of them profitable trades. Now see what happens there. You're risking more. So if you create a simple structure like this, all that you have to focus is on 2 things. Proper scanning for a good opportunity and maintenance of that. Quantity, everything will be decided by the system, by the formula. आपको क्वांटिटी पे ध्यान नहीं रखना है. इफ यू फोकस ऑन द ट्रेड्स, जो यादगार ट्रेड्स आपके लॉस हुए थे, यू विल रिमेंबर दैट मोस्ट ऑफ देम वर बिग क्वांटिटीज. इफ यू आर टेकन 1/5 ऑफ दैट क्वांटिटी, 1/10 ऑफ दैट क्वांटिटी, वो उतना बड़ा लॉस नहीं होता. सो
सर 15 मिनट में ट्रेड करेंगे,
हाँ,
ये सब करने का टाइम नहीं मिलेगा.
अगर 15 मिनट में ट्रेड करेंगे तो ये सब करने का टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. सो आई सजेस्ट मिलेगा 15 मिनट्स मिलेगा. इट्स नॉट दैट नहीं मिलेगा. When you scan for trades tomorrow, you're anyways populated with this. So all these levels, all that you have to focus is on putting the levels. That does not take too much time. And then the fresh ideas that you get. It's possible. If it is not possible for you to manually put all this in Excel, do not. Do not. All that back of your mind, you keep in mind 10,000. This number you keep in mind. If you keep in this number in mind, you come to any chart, 15-minute chart, you're going to enter. Where am I entering? 141. Where is my stop loss? Okay, 5 points. How much risk I'm taking? 10,000 divided by 5. So you can quickly do it yourself. All that you have to, ये सब भरने का जरूरत नहीं है, शाम को भरना, but लिख के रखना. All that you have to keep in mind, what is this number for tomorrow? This number should be growing. If this number is growing, you're doing a good job. This you can do. Even a 15-minute chart, if you're taking a trade, आपको एंट्री एंड स्टॉप लॉस तो पता ही है, तो डिफरेंस पता हो गया. 17 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है या 20 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है या 100 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है. आप कैलसी में क्विकली 10,233 माइनस करो, क्वांटिटी मार दो और एक राउंड नंबर करके मारना, ऑड नंबर मत मार. एंड देन लेटर यू फीड दिस. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू फीड दिस and you feed this. Very, very important. This is your, जैसे विवेक करता है ना, आपका कुंडली. This is your financial कुंडली. One look into it and we can understand कि क्या सीन है. Let me now get into two very important parts. One part that I've always told you later. The target. There are various ways to figure out the target. Target comes from your greed, and your greed is endless. Correct? So you would want it to go as high as possible. So वो तो वहां से नहीं होता है. One way to figure out target is from the charts. Where is the resistance, etc., etc. What works for me, very simple, is the money management. This is how I think. We are looking to do a long trade on Union Bank, and we are looking to buy Union Bank at, how much was it?
145.
145. This was my entry, and I decided that our stop loss should be. Now, आपने तो, have you seen talk shows? Coffee with Karan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vodka with someone else, something. Yeah, many talk shows. Let's say you have got into a talk show with the market, where you are talking with the market. ये होता है, आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा ये कैसे होता है, मैं बताता हूँ. आपने स्कैन किया, यूनियन बैंक आया, फलाना सब ठीक है. When you are putting this order in the market, F1 मार के प्लस मार के 141 क्वांटिटी जब डाल रहे हो, what are you telling the market? Are you telling something to the market? What? You're telling the market, listen, I have certain understanding of the market of you. I have done my hard work, my homework, my analysis. According to my analysis, I think Union Bank has a higher probability of going up than coming down. Based on this analysis, I think it's worth a bet. इसमें मैं थोड़ा risk ले सकता हूँ. I am willing to buy you at 145. If I go wrong, if you prove me wrong, then at 4 rupees below I am going to exit. Then मेरा जो setup है ना, वो पूरा उल्टा हो जाता. So this is what? This is an anticipation. The anticipation comes from analysis, hard work, homework, experience, friends, phone call, जो भी हो. With that you come to the market with anticipation. You put in the anticipation, and then आपके हाथ में कुछ नहीं है. Now when it goes above 145, is there anything in your hand? Up. So market says, okay, you want to buy me with a 4 rupee risk. Now let's see what happens in the market. Now if your call goes right and the market does exactly what you anticipated, and if it goes up to 149, what is happening at 149? What is the market telling you now? Or what are you telling the market?
1:1.
1:1. So you're telling the market, thank you. मैंने जो एंटिसिपेशन किया था आपने एग्जैक्टली मेरे एंटिसिपेशन के लाइन पे किया है. वेरी नाइस. I was willing to give you 4 rupees. Now thank you. You are giving me 4 rupees. Whatever I was willing to give you, now you are giving me that back. So 1:1. What can be the action at this point of time? What action can you take?
50% book.
50% book.
I will trail your stop loss.
You trail your stop loss.
To 145.
145 and then plus.
So you can book 50%, you can trail your stop loss. One thing that you should never do is you should never book out until and unless it's an intraday trade or something. Until and unless it's a short term 5 minute, 15 minute intraday trade, you should never book out at 1:1. Mathematically, you will never make money. Either you book 50% or 20% or 30%. One simple thing that I personally do is I trail the 141 to. अभी ये सौदा मेरा ब्रेक इवन कॉस्ट टू कॉस्ट. नाउ इफ इट कम्स डाउन फ्रॉम 149 टू 140, धत तेरी की 4 रुपए आ रहा था चला गया, बट उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. बट इफ आई डोंट ट्रेल एंड कम्स डाउन टू 141, जहां 4 रुपए मुझे मिल रहा था मैंने ऊपर से 8 रुपए गवा दिया. दैट्स नॉट अ गुड थिंग. So when the market is giving what you were willing to give the market at the initial, mind you, initial stage, then we trail our stop loss to the cost. Let's say this rally continues further and it takes you to 153. What is the market telling you now?
2:1.
Now the market is giving you twice of what you were willing to give the market. So you are getting 2:1. Now you can book some, you can book all. Over here, will you book all? You can book all if you are in short-term trades, if you long-term trades. It depends करता है. Ideally, 3:1 is something where you should be very comfortably looking to book out. If you don't book at 2:1, if you do not book at 2:1, then what you should do is trail the stop loss to 149. Now your 1:1 is fixed. Now your 1:1 is fixed. और ऐसे करके आप ट्रेल कर सकते हो. जनरली 3:1 तक लेके जाता है. स्विंग ट्रेड्स विल टेक यू 2:1, 3:1. 1:1 is highly possible, highly guaranteed 1:1. So if I use this concept and I go into the sheet and look for targets, so over here what I can do, I'll add some space and I will shift this let's say target 1, target 2, target 3. So what should be my target 1? My target 1 will be if this trade is a long trade, तो मुझे ऐड करना है ना. शॉर्ट ट्रेड होगा तो माइनस करेंगे. If this is equal to a long trade, then my entry price should be added to my risk. What is the risk? Stop loss minus initial stop loss. So एक काम करते हैं, इसको if करने के पहले यहाँ पे इसको और एक कॉलम शिफ्ट कर देते हैं और यहाँ पे रिस्क भी ला देते हैं. So risk is absolute difference of entry minus stop loss. इसको राउंड फिगर कर देता हूँ. ठीक है. So what should be my target? My target will be if I am into a long trade, if this sell is equal to a long, then please add from my entry point, add the risk. And if it's a short trade, then from my entry points, subtract the risk. 149. Target 2 would be again the same thing. If this is equal to a long trade, then from my entry point, add 2 times of my risk. And if it's a short trade, then जहां से entry किया था वहां से 2 गुना risk minus करो. And if this is a long trade, then wherever I entered, add 3 times of my risk, or else subtract 3 times of my risk. Done. So these targets are again calculated by the software, the Excel. So I just, for the next talk, all that I have to do is come here, copy and paste. So I get the targets. The moment my target 1 is met, my initial stop loss, my current stop loss will become 145. That's why I had kept, sorry. That's why I had kept initial stop loss and the current stop loss. So ये CMP, this CMP, for my first target is 149. The moment the CMP goes to 149, my current stop loss goes to cost, that is 145. The moment my CMP goes to second target, that is 153, my current stop loss goes to my first target, which is 149. So like this, the money management will clearly give you how much you are willing to bet and how much the market is giving you. Now this brings us to a very, very important part of this understanding, which is your expectation. What do I mean by this? Now, this unit of 4 points, okay, this unit of 4 points is my risk. Let us call it R. N, X, A, B, whatever you call it. Let's call it R. If you exit this trade at 153, how much R do you make?
2 times.
At 153?
8 rupees.
1, 2, 3. So you make 3R. If you enter at 145 and you exit at 141, stop loss hit, how much R do you lose?
1 hour.
So ideally आपका losses 1 hour से कभी ज़्यादा होना नहीं चाहिए until unless slippage 1.2 hour, 1.3 2 hour, 3 hour generally नहीं होना चाहिए. Your upside can go as high as 3 hour, 4 hour, you can keep on trailing. I have personally done 4 hours and 5 hours and 6 hours. It's possible. It's possible. 1 out of 10 trades will be 5 or 6 hours. So if you do 10 trades or 100 trades, high chance 4 to 5 of these trades will be your break even. मतलब cost to cost. मतलब आपने stop loss cost में लिया और वो cost खा गया. High chance. But if you do this habitually, then only will it go and give you 3 hours and 4 hours. If you make a habit 1:1 पे खा लेता हूँ, तो जब वो 3 hour 4 hour आएगा ना आपके हाथ में कुछ रहेगा ही नहीं. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's draw an example. You enter a stock at 100. You kept a stop loss of 95. 5 was your R. Your risk was 5 rupees. This is your R. The stock went really well and it went to 115. You booked out of this trade. In terms of percentage, how much percentage was this trade? And in terms of R, how much R did you make?
4.
ठीक है. let me draw the similar kind of a trade where someone entered at 100, and he also exited at 115. He also captured this 15% move very well, very well. But when he did this trade, he did not put any risk analysis नहीं किया था, did not do any risk analysis कि नीचे मैं कहाँ बेचूंगा, और अगर किया भी होता, let's say he had put in a risk of 90 stop loss, ठीक है, or let's say 80 stop loss. Now to make 15 rupees, he is risking 20 rupees. Now let's say after a month, two of you give me a call. Let's say Arup in one hand, Vivek in other hand. Arup tells me, sir, आपका swing strategy में I captured the stock at 100, I made 15%. Thank you, sir, very good. It does not make any sense to me. Why? Because to capture this 15%, what was the downside you were exposed to? I don't know. Probably your downside is infinity. मैं पूरा गवाने के लिए तैयार हूं. देखा मैंने 15% कैप्चर किया. वो सेल्स में आता है ना, ट्रेड 15%, 20%, म्यूचुअल फंड्स दिखाते हैं ना. It makes no sense because you are only showing your return. You're not showing your to get this return. आपने रिस्क कितना किया था? Now let's say Vivek does the same trade, and Vivek tells me, sir, I made a 3R in my trade. 3R. This makes a supreme information than 15%. Why? Because he tells me whatever I risked, I got 3 times of that. He could have risked 10,000, 1 lakh, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, whatever it is. He is telling me I got 3 times of what I risked. And that is 15%, 25% or 1.5%. How does it matter? How does it matter? It does not matter. What matters is your risk adjusted. You got the point? So don't even think about catching 3%, 4%. It matters nothing. So I understood one thing. Let's say Union Bank goes up from 145 levels and let's say it goes to 150, a 5 rupee move. This is a 5 rupee move and it will be in certain percentage move, whatever. But in this 5 rupee move, in the intraday chart, let me draw this. A stock moves from 145 to 150. It's a 5 rupees move. This move, which you see in the daily chart in 3-4 days, will also have an intraday chart, and in those intraday charts, it will be like this. This same 5 rupee move will, where in the daily there was 3 candles, in the 15-minute there will be 215 candles. In the 15-minute chart, it's 2 o'clock. There are 75 candles in one day. 375 divided by 50. So this entire move will be made up of more than 200 candles. Now, what I'm trying to make you understand, कि हम लोग अगर यहाँ पे खरीदे होते और सिर्फ 1 रुपए का स्टॉप लॉस लेके, और सोचो यहाँ पे होता लेट्स से 147 और यहाँ पे मैंने 150 में बेचा with 146 stop loss. So what I'm trying to tell you is even with a very minute tiny stop loss, you can get, this is what, 147 to 150, that's the 3 rupee move, less than 2% move. But in the 2% move, what is your R value? No, 3R. See, the stock moves less than 2%. How much do you make? 3R. The stock moves 15%. How much do you make? 3R. The stock moves 150%. How much do you make? 3R. How does it matter? What matters is
इंटरडे में 3R मिलेगा,
बहुत इजीली मिलेगा. 3R के लिए very simple, for 3 hours and 4 hours and 5 hours and 2 hours, very simple. It's not market, it's just your habit. What? 1:1 pay, go to the stop loss, the cost. 1:1 pay, don't get tempted to sell. If you exit at 1:1, you will never see the 2s and the 3s. But the downside of this is many trades will go to 1:1 and get out. 1:1 and get out. You should be okay with it because तुम्हारा number भी आएगा. Don't worry. 1:1, कॉस्ट पे गया, 1:1 कॉस्ट पे गया, अरे यार यू अंडरस्टैंड, सही पकड़ा था निकल गया, सही पकड़ा था निकल गया, ठान, then the kick you will get, you will never exit at 1:1.
What is this ratio we should
Or
be
we need to
doing?
use,
2:, huh?
Should be doing 15 minutes, sir?
Any chart, that's what I'm saying, 5, 15, daily, weekly, you understand what I'm trying to say? So let's go to the sheet now. If this is understood, let's come here, final return. Okay, now over here I will say what was my initial risk. जब मैंने ये सौदा किया था यूनियन बैंक का, मैंने इनिशियल रिस्क क्या लिया था? इट वाज अराउंड दैट रिस्क ऑफ 4 रुपीज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2500, 10,000 के आसपास ही आएगा, करेक्ट? दैट इनिशियल, एंड दिस वाज अराउंड व्हाटएवर, लेट्स से 10,000, दोनों का ही 10,000 के आसपास इनिशियल. नाउ हाउ मच आर डिड आई मेक? I made 17,250. So 17,250 divided by 10, 1.725. This is my R. And over here, this divided by this, 0.516 R. Let's say if this was a loss-making trade, I entered at 403, I exited at 390. It's a minus 0.55 R. The moment you tell me, I'll tell you honestly, even if you tell me, sir, this month I made 15 hour in the month, बस और कुछ जानने का जरूरत नहीं. I was down 3 hour. Whether you're down 30,000 or 30 crores, whatever you are willing to give the market, how much you're taking out from the market. So this gives the R, the X, N, whatever risk adjusted. This is a risk adjusted return. इसका जो summation होता है ना, when you, so there will be a list of long book trades. इसका जो summation आएगा, this summation number, if this is positive, this means you are a positive expectancy trader, means there is a high probability you will give returns to your client or to your capital. The moment it goes negative, means you are a negative expectancy trader. This one number tells everything. और कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है, आप क्या स्ट्रैटेजी करते हो, टेक्निकल करते हो, फंडामेंटल करते हो, टिप्स पे खरीदते हो, कुछ भी करो. See, you only told me the success, the recipe for successful trading is this. I did not tell you, you told me. So it all comes to you. Nothing to do with strategy, nothing to do with software, nothing to do with anything. So अगर आपको खबर मिलता है, खबर करो. फंडामेंटल मिलता है, फंडामेंटल करो. एस्ट्रोलॉजी विवेक से मिलता है, वो भी करो. बट ये एक्सपेक्टेशन, दिस इज कॉल्ड एक्सपेक्टेशन. इसको पॉजिटिव रखने के लिए थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन चाहिए और सिंपल मनी मैनेजमेंट चाहिए, विच आई शोड राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. इज वेरी सिंपल मनी मैनेजमेंट. पहले डिसाइड, सो यू सेड यू, so these few numbers you have to decide. Capital, how much am I willing to lose, how much am I willing to risk per trade. So like Kanhaiya I think said, this number should be 0.5% to 2%. Don't go above 2% and don't trade less than 0.5%. उसमें मजा ही नहीं आएगा. The profits and losses will be tiny. It will be time pass.
सर accumulation के बाद तो मजा आएगा, कोई 0.5% उसका protect वैसे.
No voice. Okay, quickly audio test. Guys, can you hear me? Yes, thank you. Okay. Now, I'll ask a question. Have you ever done one trade? Whoever has done 50 trades, 5 trades, 500 trades, does not matter. But have you done one trade with such preparation? No. So I'll tell an example, which I started saying from my AST 9th batch or I think 8th batch. There was a student who works in Calcutta in Ford Motors. Yeah, Ford. And he has worked all his career in automobile companies. Chennai में भी काम किया है, कलकत्ता में काम, in all 4-wheeler automobile companies. So you've seen Ford cars or Audi cars or BMW cars. Are they good? Maruti cars, they are good, right? Have you visited any plant? I have not visited any plant, but I can imagine. I've seen some videos, and that student of mine told me that most of the automobile manufacturing plants will be spanking clean, and every department will be well defined. This few people will only fix the rear window. This few people will only fix the tires. These guys will paint the body. This is where the engine gets fixed. This guy will only put the steering. You agree with me?
Yes.
And everything is in order, one after the other happens, and the final product, you get a super nice car, either Ford or Audi or Maruti or anything. Now let's say all of a sudden we all decide, nahi yaar, I am putting the rear window for 5 years, आज मुझे टायर लगाने दे. और तुम बोलते हो नहीं, मैंने तो स्टीयरिंग लगा लगा के पक गया, आज मैं पेंट करूंगा. And there is no order. What will come out?
Mismatch.
हाँ, साइकिल भी नहीं आएगा. You understand what will come out? So if you want a high standard product, it has to be a well planned process. Once the process is set, the product will turn out. If the process is random, the outcome will be random. So most of the time it has happened with me and sure everyone. कभी कभी प्रॉफिट आता है, कभी कभी लॉस आता है. लॉस प्रॉफिट से ज्यादा बड़ा होता है. It's always the case because we are entering randomly. Our risk management is random. We enter based on his calls or TV में सुन लिया या breakout देख लिया या RSI divergence देख लिया. It's all random. There's nothing fixed. So we are entering trading randomly, quantity random, entry exit random. तो निकलेगा क्या? Profit. The moment profit आता है, it is luck. It's purely luck. मतलब गलती से भी एक अच्छा कार आ गया तो वो अच्छा कार मतलब luck. And in terms of luck, if I ask you, to everyone, how important is luck in trading or in life?
No, sir. No luck.
There is no luck.
Equally.
It's very
Equally important, very important, very important. I have a secret in which you can get luckier. Matlab, if you have traded today and you have made 10,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, I have a recipe in which tomorrow you'll get a little marginally luckier and marginally luckier and marginally luckier. It's proven. I have the recipe. You want to know that?
Yes.
Correct? Very simple. The better you prepare, the luckier you get. Very simple. I'll give you my example. Let's say when I used to go to these CNBCs and every day morning in Bombay days, I used to go almost 2, 3, 4 times a week. इस कभी इस चैनल में, कभी NDTV Profit, कभी correct. I almost had a Monday morning show almost throughout 2009 से. I still remember the days when I'm not prepared. Means Monday जा रहा हूँ स्टूडियो पे and I have not, वीकेंड में टाइम नहीं मिला मार्केट ट्रैक करने का, चेक करने का, बिना प्रिपरेशन के साथ जा रहा हूँ. My answers are horrible. The toughest questions are asked to me. ठीक है? The more prepared I go, the easier for me to answer. हंसते हंसते आंसर देता हूँ. And easy questions भी आते हैं. Same with trading or anything. Just think of it. Whatever you do, if you, while doing it, if you ask yourself, have I come prepared? Let's say Bishop Rio is a bodybuilder, right? You will not go, okay, you're not, you was a bodybuilder, so you will not go without prepared, right? ऐसे ही नहीं चले जाऊंगा, चलो खोल लेता हूँ, दिखा देता हूँ, नहीं होगा ना. Till that very moment you have to be equally prepared, step by step. खाना, पीना, workout, सोना, everything. सोना कौन है? As in sleep. Okay. You understand? So please, trading is not an exception. I am talking about again purely directional trading, long short. Because ये सब इतना हाई फंडा ज्ञान, स्कैल्पिंग, जॉबिंग फॉबिंग में, ये तो वो तो full view and fingers. So I'm going to save the sheet. You will need the sheet, right? And I'm going to email it to everyone. So the moment you do any bad trade, I also do it now. Even now I do that. The moment a trade goes wrong, okay, I ask myself, what went wrong? What was wrong with? What did I not do? So your answer is, I have done everything right. मतलब सब लोगों ने सब पार्ट ठीक से लगाया, फिर भी तो कार डिफेक्टिव आ ही सकता है ना. बट इज द 100% ऑफ द कार्स कम डिफेक्टिव? फ्यू कार्स इन अ लॉट विल कम डिफेक्टिव. सो फ्यू लॉसेस तो होगा ही. Even after doing everything right, few losses are evident. But then you will have few profits also. And the profits need to be larger than the losses.
सर इंटरडे में जो बोलते हैं सब लोग कि थोड़ा सा चलना प्रॉफिट लेके निकल जाओ,
हाँ,
वहां पे सर कैसे तो मैथमेटिकली वहां पे पैसा नहीं बनेगा उस स्ट्रेटजी.
that's why people say intraday making money is difficult. What Bishopre is asking us is, in intraday, because volatility is too high, we take profits and we get out. We take profits and we get out. Right? So we don't do 1:2, 1:3 नहीं करते. Correct? So उसमें पैसा कैसे बनेगा? That's what you're asking. That's exactly why intraday में पैसा नहीं बनता है. That is what people say नहीं बनता है. Now I tell you कैसे बनता है और कैसा बनना चाहिए. In intraday we do too many trades in too many stocks, especially जहाँ breakout हो रहा है, high of the day, low of the day, big momentum move. So you land up doing 10, 12 different stocks. उसमें पैसा नहीं बनेगा. Best is you do your homework and figure out 2, 3 stocks where you expect a move today. 2, 3, 4 stocks. And उसी 2, 3, 4 stocks में आप 2, 3 times करो. Then you will be able to capture lesser intraday trades, but capture the bigger moves. What we are trying to do, we are going to do too many trades and capture the small.
15 minutes chart.
15 minutes chart. Again, as you said, as it's there in the screen, it's all a function of you. Now, when it's a function of you, we go to that part of this program where it has got nothing to do with technical analysis. This part of AST has got nothing to do with technical analysis whatsoever. Any questions? Anyone? Any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then this part of AST, this part of the program is somewhat spiritual. It's something to do with you. Okay? And I think more than 90% of success is because of this, and not trading strategy, not software. I have seen people with advanced get and very expensive softwares which cost 2 lakh, 3 lakh a year, still not making money. You use advanced get, right? You'll have the blue candles, blue bars, red bars, and black line. Do they work all the time? How expensive is it? Which is, you know the price?
It's a one-time payment.
It's a yearly subscription for the data, right? From
That's better. It was just one time.
so EOD.
Free में था.
No, that's so. What I'm trying to say is there are very, very expensive softwares, and there are very cheap free softwares also. So it's not the recipe is not in the software. The recipe is not in the technique. The recipe is not in the mentor or the guru or the trade. The recipe is in you, purely 100% you. So in this slides, we will look into you, or we will look into us. In my first AST batch, there was a student called Changsub Lee from South Korea. He is a trained martial arts instructor. When we were doing this, when I said in that program, this line, that it is not a function of software and expensive and etc. He wanted to share a story. I'll share it with you. He told me that in ancient China there used to be a lot of fights. Okay? And most of these these landlords used to have their own small army. So one of the warriors in those times, I don't remember his name, is the most successful, the most talented fighter who had never lost a fight. He had never lost a fight in his life. And these are all, I'm talking about sword fighting. Okay? Swords. And 90% of the fights he fought with a wooden sword. Means his technique is so good, the opponent comes with a steel sword, but he can still defeat him because his technique is extremely good. So he said, no matter, so if your technique is good, if your understanding is good, if you're disciplined, then you don't even need a software, honestly. आप सिंपल एक्सेल सिंपल चार्ट देख के वेब बेस्ड चार्ट देख के काम चला सकते हो बट ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू रीच दैट लेवल ऑफ एक्सपर्टाइज सो डोंट फॉल इनटू द ट्रैप अगर मुझे वो सॉफ्टवेयर मिल जाएगा ना मैं पैसा निकाल लूंगा आई एम टेलिंग यू सो तना इज हियर ही इज वन एग्जांपल like Tana, I've met many people who have spent a lot of money in expensive software doesn't work so traders mentality one sec so so mistake the word mistake the way I see it is there is a take in the word mistake. The biggest mistake in trading is not having a plan of action. Not having a plan of action is the biggest mistake. You come with a plan, you come prepared. It's like a fight. UFC देखते हो आप UFC? हाँ कौन विशांशु देखता है हाँ विशु you come prepared proper preparation and then only can you fight so please come prepared you plan a trade you plan your trade and you just trade the plan you don't sway away from your plan no matter what happens come prepared आपको अच्छा लगेगा ट्रेडिंग अच्छा लगेगा मतलब थोड़ा बोरिंग हो जाएगा बिकॉज रोलर कोस्टर राइड नहीं रहेगा ना सी व्हेन यू सिट ऑन द स्क्रीन नाउ you're jumping on that stock this stock that stock बहुत मजा आ रहा है and after 3:30 you're exhausted but if you come planned and trade in a planned manner it will be boring हाँ मुझे तो ये करके आया हूँ so you'll have so much time to read and even track the markets आराम से so please plan a trade that plan ask every day end of did I make any mistake मतलब मैंने जो जो plan बनाया था did I stick to my plan or not simple I made some plans. Did I stick to my plan? Let's say, for example, you bought a trade at 100 rupees. You put in a stop loss at 95 rupees. The stock went up a little bit and then came down towards 95. And it was around 3 o'clock. You told yourself, nahi, I don't want to put the stop loss. I take it. So you made a mistake by not following your rules. Tomorrow what can happen? Either it can fall down तो आपकी तो लग गई या इट कैन बाउंस बैक अच्छा हुआ नहीं निकाला था सो यू आर टेलिंग योरसेल्फ दैट गुड यू आर अ गुड बॉय यू ब्रोक द रूल यू सी इफ यू हैड स्टिक टू द रूल यू वुड हैव बुक लॉस नाउ सी यू आर मेकिंग प्रॉफिट तो इन द शॉर्ट टर्म आपको अच्छा लगेगा यू मेकिंग प्रॉफिट बट दिस बिकम्स अ हैबिट व्हाट बिकम्स अ हैबिट द मोमेंट इट कम्स टू स्टॉप लॉस लेट्स वेट एंड एक दिन आएगा जब एक ट्रेड आपको 500 रुपए का 5 रुपए दिखा देगा जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट आपने 500 का 5 हुआ है ना यूनिट एक है ना अपना वन ट्रेड विल टेक सो माई एक्सपीरियंस हैज बीन लाइक दिस whomever clients I have interacted in my Bombay days portfolio of few crores and all few lakhs 15% of the holding will have 90% of the losses only 5-10 stocks will have 80% of the losses मतलब अगर 10 रुपए का लॉस है 8 रुपए का लॉस आता है सिर्फ 4-5 सौदे से because they have just completely wiped down the portfolio हिमाचल 1000 से 100 so try and create that mindset that you don't break your rules अगर if you find कि आप रूल तोड़ रहे हो if you find that one after the other you are whatever rule you set you're breaking it then look into it make why am I doing it what is the kind of condition that is making me do it so you get to answer yourself I am the guy जिसका stop loss trade नहीं होता मेरे से stop loss लिया नहीं जाता है तो फिर आप ट्रेडिंग में मत घुसिए आप थोड़ा लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टिंग डीप वैल्यू इन्वेस्टिंग फंडामेंटल्स कंपनी उस तरफ जाइए so you are answering everyone who wants to become a trader but everyone cannot become a trader until and unless you have the mindset so when you're breaking any rule so even in life if you're breaking any rule just try and question yourself why am I doing this so you'll get the answer your thought process I think I've shared this with you. Do you know how your mind works? No, na? I think I've not done. So let's say, what is market? If I ask everyone, what is the market? What is the market? ये क्या है market?
So ancient days में तो market commodities यहाँ पे trade
अभी right now 2017 कल 20 फरवरी मार्केट क्या है? If your 2-year-old child, if my 2-year-old son tells me, you go and talk about market, what is this market?
A battle between buyers and
Casino.
Battle. So I go into the battle every day. Casino. What? I'm a great gambler.
chess.
So where
Chess.
stocks are traded.
Where stocks are traded. So market, that's a market. Where things are trading, it's a market, right? Okay, so what's the stock market? What is it? You're saying it's a market. Where stocks are traded, bought and sold. Okay? Is there anything more to that? Bought and sold के ऊपर भी कुछ है क्या? ये जो आप स्क्रीन देखते हो, ये जो आप टेक्निकल चार्ट देखते हो, ये जो आप फंडामेंटल्स देखते हो, स्टॉक एज देखते हो, ये आप देखते हो, वो आप देखते हो, इसमें क्या है? What is the chart? What is the fundamental balance sheet? What is the nsindia.com भाव कॉपी? क्या है? What are these things?
Psychology, human psychology.
Human psychology.
Information.
Huh?
Informations.
Information. Correct. These are all information. Balance sheet is an information. Chart is an information. It's a price information. That's a company information. When you look into it closely, I see market as two aspects. It is a heap of information. Number one. And two, it's a collective consciousness. Millions of people come to this market online, virtually, and bring in their expectation and rote rote वापस जाते. So it's my consciousness is a part of the market. So it's a collective consciousness. Now, if it's a heap of information, balance sheet, charts, if everything is information, how do your little brain understand information? Your little brain, very little part of your body, consumes almost 30% of your body energy every day. बहुत छोटा पीस है, बट बहुत ज्यादा तेल खाता है. लाइक पुराने दिनों के जो कॉन्टेसा कार्स होते थे ना, 1 लीटर में 5 किलोमीटर भी नहीं जाएगा, बहुत तेल खाता है. सो दिस इज योर कॉन्टेसा. कैसे इंफॉर्मेशन? हाउ डू यू अंडरस्टैंड इंफॉर्मेशन? व्हाट डू यू डू? कॉन्सेंट्रेट. अच्छा, सोचिए. आई मेक एवरीवन ब्लाइंड फोल्डेड. मैं सबका आंख बंद कर देता हूं और रूम के बीच में एक पका हुआ आम रखता हूं. अगर उसका स्मेल आपको आता है, कैन यू से इट्स एन आम?
Yes.
आपका नाक बंद है, सर्दी हुआ है, आपको स्मेल नहीं आ रहा है. इफ आई गिव इट टू यू इन योर हैंड, इफ यू टच इट, टच करके क्या आप बोल पाओगे?
Yes.
सोचो आपका टच भी काम नहीं करता है. फोन टच करके करके इतना हो गया, आपका टच काम नहीं करता. ठीक है, एक पीस काट के देता हूं आपको खाने के लिए. इफ यू ईट, आफ्टर दैट कैन यू से?
Yes, definitely yes.
यस. उसके बाद अगर आंख खोल देता हूं, तब तो बोल ही पाएंगे. सो व्हाट आर यू यूजिंग?
Senses.
सेंसेस. थैंक यू, यही चाहिए था मुझे. किधर गया? ये रहा. So any kind of information that comes to you, as a human, we break it down, we understand by 5 senses. Either we see it, hear, taste, smell or touch. Last classes, all these classes, the offline participants, you sitting in front of me, you can see me and hear me. The rest of them, बाकी का तो कोशिश भी मत करो, taste, smell और touch का. ठीक है? बाकी का online participants cannot see me because I've kept my webcam closed, but they can hear me. So by seeing me and hearing me and online just hearing me, whatever I'm saying, you are creating pictures in your mind and you're trying to understand the information techniques I'm telling you. 5% दिमाग में रहता है, 95% निकल जाता है. Now, these are the 5 sensory ways in which you understand information. Now try and understand. The market is a heap of information. And during the market hours, your little brain has to work through all of this. All of this matlab, thousands of stocks are moving, thousands of news are coming, friend is telling something, you had a fight with your wife, or while coming you had a shout at the traffic signal, etc. So if your mind is agitated, it will be very, very difficult to focus and as Vivek said, to concentrate. So these are the 5 ways. So we cannot touch, smell, or taste the market. We get to hear information about the market and see. So we read. Bottom line of this information is our brain is not very good in terms of taking decisions. Means, okay, how old are you, Shravan?
25,
Arup? 25, 28,
22,
22,
38,
38, 38, 28, 38, 18, 18. You're my youngest student. Huh? 30. Online guys, what's your age? 30 Suraj, 33 Shahid, Kanaya 33, Vikram 45, Ravi 40, Narayana 42, Sailesh is also 42. Now I'll ask you a question. Think about the 5-year you. The you who was 5 years old, 4 years old. Yaad aa raha hai? Who's more happier today? That guy who was there in 5 years or you?
Always that guy.
Always that guy, right? Always the 4-year-old you, the 5-year-old you, the 6-year-old you, right? What happened to that guy? He used to be so happy, jumping around, full of energy.
No baggage in the brain.
No baggage in the mind. So what happened to that guy? So you'll always say that 5-year-old me was far happier than. Can you tell me why no baggage in the brain? Apart from that, any other reason? Why was he more happier than you? What is wrong with you now? You, when you were young, you used to say, I want to grow up. I'm a big boy. I'm a big man. I will go to school. When you go to school, you want to go to college. When you went to college, you want to go to get a job, get a girl, get married, get kids. But still, the more you want, the more you get, the more sad you become. क्या हो रहा है? Where?
दुनियादारी के चक्कर में
So
दुनियादारी.
that guy was living in the moment, and we are looking far ahead.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. That guy was living in the moment. Do we have any lady in our batch? No, na? No, because then I could have said something which I could. Anyways, बाद में बताता हूँ. Living in the moment. That guy was living in the moment, and
We are thinking far ahead.
we are thinking far ahead. एक पैर ये मूवी देखा आपने रंग दे बसंती?
हाँ.
तो आमिर खान बोलता है एक लाइन, एक पैर पास्ट पे, दूसरी पैर फ्यूचर पे, और प्रेजेंट पे हम लोग, ठीक है? We are pissing on our present because one feet is on the past, the other feet is in the future.
Exactly the way it is.
Before marriage, always. Suraj has. Okay.
He always comes.
He always comes to the marriage part. He's very close to his
Next
heart.
time तुम ये ST class और करो, white को भी add करो. तुम्हारा question पूछने
Good
लायक
point,
है.
good point. Suraj, Surendra is saying that next time you come and join your wife also in the ST batch. Both of you join. Narayana is into meditation. Good. Meditation is the best way. Okay, so where are we? What are we saying? The 5-year-old child was far happier than me. Dunyadari ka chakkar, baggage, etc. etc. The way I see it is very simple. When I was 5-year-old, I did not decide what to wear. I did not have to decide what to eat. I did not even decide anything. Everything was done. So zero decision making. क्या ब्रेकफास्ट खाना है, लंच खाना है, डिनर खाना है, कब सोना है, कहाँ सोना है, कुछ नहीं. I have got nothing to do with decision making. So careless, carefree. The moment I grew up, then I had to make little dose of decision making came to me. Correct? बर्थडे का केक कौन सा होगा? सुपरमैन करूं या ट्रेन करूं? So should I buy the blue shirt or the black shirt? You understand? So like this, should I study physics or should I go into commerce? Then comes a stage where you're confused, completely lost. कुछ नहीं पता है. Everyone goes through that. So decision making makes us. So currently you have to make decisions. सेव करना है, नहीं करना है, पैसा बचाना है बच्चों के लिए, उनका फ्यूचर के लिए, टर्म पॉलिसी करना है, अगर मैं कल मर जाऊं तो क्या होगा. So many decisions you have to do. And market is all about decisions. So many decisions: enter, exit, quantity, right? So few things we should do, which, let's say, for towards meditation, what Narayan is saying. So we should be in a zone. I have purposely, proactively, consciously have done this in the last 4 5 years, which has helped me be more aware. I'll tell you what. I do not like. So I'll tell you what. Many times I have heard, and आप लोग सुने ही होंगे, that market को गाली मिलता है. क्या स्टॉक को गाली मिलता है? That तेरी इसकी, मतलब the galis will be really bad. So they will curse the Nifty, they will curse the stocks, they'll curse the market, they'll curse themselves कि मैं तो पैसा बनाने का लायक ही नहीं हूँ, मेरे किस्मत में पैसा बनाना नहीं है. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, over here, the concept of here. I'm talking, you can hear me, right? When you talk, you can hear yourself first. So try not to talk crap about the market and about yourself. The first thing who believes in that is you. So today I'm sitting here because of the market. Huge respect for Nifty, huge respect for market. Matlab, no, I don't have further respect for anyone else. No one is bigger than the market. Not an institution, not RJ, not anyone. No one can be as big as the market. So huge respect for the market. Keep the respect for the market. Don't use slangs and bad lines for the market. The moment you do that, you are telling yourself ki ye stock. You understand what I'm saying? Don't break the keyboard, don't break the screen, don't. Also, when you're saying something, let's say I'm a successful trader, I want to become a successful trader, I want to become a rich trader. No, I will give it a try, I can do that. So whenever you're saying something, say with some positivity and make it a habit. Especially those who are talking negative of the market, try not to friend themselves. One thing that works beautifully with me is self-talks. Sorry. Another thing that works very nice with me is self-talks. This part. Talk to yourself. If you are difficult finding it talking to yourself, write it down. I do that. Just write it down. Sit down in a quiet place when you're alone for 15 minutes, half an hour, take a white piece of paper, take a pen or a pencil and just write down. Start from your birth. Write down the year when you bought, when you were young. Write down your youngest memories. Write down the important years. Then you come to the current stage where you are right now. You'll see your blueprint coming out. Arey, what am I doing? What? Self-talk yourself through it. Vision. Let's say, for example, this is a very common vision example. What is your the car that you want to buy, Vivek? It's a dream car, जैसे बोलते हैं ना. Let's say, or car that you really admire, that someday I might have this car. It can be an ambassador, not a Ford Endeavor. Ferrari. India में, Calcutta में Ferrari. What a waste. Anything, or anything you aspire, you admire, you. कार होता है तार कोनो माने नहीं. Anything. It can be a house, it can be a beautiful lady, it can be a trading terminal. जा इच्छे. विश्वप्रिय. Land Rover.
So a luxury sedan, Audi A3.
Audi A3. Mercedes. Fortuner, okay. House, okay.
बजाज का पल्सर 400 जो है.
Acha, okay. 1 crore, okay. Horse. Shahid is saying horse. Plane, okay. ठीक है. Benz, Mercedes Benz. Black Fortuner, okay. Market rate. ठीक है. If I tell you, close your eyes, give it 1 minute and think about this item. ठीक है. If you do that for few seconds, you will be able to give me a better answer. You will be able to tell me which color. First you said Audi A3, but now if you think, let's say, कौन सा
The
color?
red one. The red one.
The red one.
So only one color is available.
ठीक है. So the more you visualize, the better you. The best for car. I'll tell you a technique for best for car or house. Just confidently go inside the showroom, sit in that car, test drive हो सके तो test drive भी ले लो and feel that machine. मतलब अपने अंदर उसको डाउनलोड कर लो, फिर वो बाद में फिर आप छोड़ दो, देन यू गो बैक टू योर वर्क, ट्रेडिंग, बिजनेस, वर्क, जॉब, फॉरगेट इट. वो जो अंदर घुस गया ना, कहीं ना कहीं जाके आपको, इफ योर इंटेंशन, ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड फोकस इज देयर, इट विल कम. Also, when you visualize, never visualize yourself in that vision. It doesn't work. I cannot visualize myself, I cannot see myself sitting in the car or standing next to the car. You can visualize your trading screen, your computers. Wow, I'm feeling so good, I'm trading and all. You don't visualize yourself in it. So try to have a vision. So let's say we are talking about trading and trading for a living and markets and all. You can have a 3-screen monitor, a nice computer, and corner in the room which is well lit. If you want to create an environment like that, which will feel you good when you're trading, you need to feel good when you're trading. Visualize that, make it a vision, and then create it. Vision works beautifully. I'll tell you why. In our mind, we are always clicking pictures. तो मैं जो बोलते जा रहा हूँ ना, whenever I'm saying something, your mind is continuously clicking pictures. You're visualizing what you're hearing. So it's always good you visualize. So you see companies have vision statement, mission statement, bakwas. You see their vision of the company, mission of the company. All the companies have. They don't work. Vision and mission company, if you ask the peon of the company or the MD, they wouldn't be able to answer. Few people will be able to answer, those who have created it, those who have written it. You check the sub staff or the staff, उनको vision mission company का पता नहीं है. But in any vision mission, if you make it a drawing, put it in a chart and put it in the middle of the office, सबको पता होगा company कहाँ जाना चाहता है. So you want to make 1 crore, you want your Audi, you want your Land Rover or your Endeavour or your Pulsar, take a bloody picture, paste it where you can see it every day. Bus, paste it every day. You want to make a crore, draw yourself, put in a bank balance, rupees, draw lines like that. 1 crore, this is where I want to reach. You have to see it. By just saying it is a wish. Does not work. Wish karo, dish karo does not work. So vision is like that. The difference between vision and wish is that. Stress. जैसे आपको शादी में दहेज मिला था ना, वैसे आपको मार्केट में स्ट्रेस मिलेगा.
ये तो शादी में मिल गया.
शादी में मिला है. अभी ये सूरज फिर से बोलेगा. सूरज फिर से बोलेगा, ये तो शादी में भी मिला था, मार्केट में भी मिल रहा है, डबल स्ट्रेस हो.
ये तो बोनस मिल गया.
नो सर, इसीलिए इतना स्ट्रेस्ड आउट है.
नहीं तो घबरा गया ना कि नेक्स्ट क्लास में लेके आना भी कैसे बोलेगा दिखा.
नहीं मिला था. ओके, नहीं मिला था तो मार्केट विल टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. लॉस नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. लॉस नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. स्टॉप लॉस नहीं लगा सकते. ड्रॉ डाउन पीरियड, वन आफ्टर द अदर सौदा गलत जा रहा है. आज दिन बहुत खराब था, जो सौदा हाथ दिया सब खराब. फ्लो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, टू मच टू हैंडल. सो मच इंफॉर्मेशन, हाउ डू आई हैंडल सो मच? Constant factor of uncertainty. Fed, RBI, Trump, Modi, UP, uncertain. And uncertainty is the root of your profitability. Uncertain है इसीलिए पैसा बनता है. और अगर uncertain नहीं होता तो पैसा बनने का स्कोप ही नहीं है.
सब कुछ इधर uncertain.
So that's why it's good. People say that I am fearful because I'm not certain. It's perfectly normal. It is very important that things should be uncertain. वरना alpha return कैसे बनेगा? टेकिंग प्रॉफिट्स टू फास्ट, जल्दी ले लिया, अरे यार धत तरीके, निकल गए, भाग गया, मिस्ड प्रॉफिट्स या फिर मिस्ड ट्रेड्स. एंड द लास्ट वन, फियर. दिस हैड हैपेंड विथ मी, सिटिंग ऑन द साइडलाइंस, 2-3 हॉरिबल ट्रेड्स. आई गॉट लाइक, वो ये क्या हो रहा है? आफ्टर 1.5 years of beautiful trades, 4-5 trades knocked out very rough. So I got moved. Okay, now the 5th trade लेने के पहले fear. Should I not? Should I not? Then it becomes, that goes inside you. Then by the time you recover from your fear and take the trade, the market has done what it has to do. So stress, all these stress will come. How do you cope with stress? Now let's say, Vishwapriya, you are walking through a jungle. You are a big bodybuilder, ex-bodybuilder. ठीक है? A lion or a tiger or a panther roaring, bigger than you, comes towards you. What will you do? Will you fight it or will you flight?
यार भागेगा तो हम लोग यार, ये कोई हम लोग के लिए, तुम्हारे लिए किस लिए?
So the flight or fight response is very much inside us for thousands and millions of years. अगर thousands and millions of years if we had seen those saber tooth animals and if we had decided to fight them, फिर हम लोग यहाँ बैठ के एसटी नहीं मनाते, कब के डायनासोर के जैसे एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाते. करेक्ट. सो दिस फ्लाइट, कहाँ निकलने का और कहाँ फाइट करने का, दिस इज बायोलॉजिकली इनसाइड अस. वी डोंट, अच्छा चलो चार्ट खोल के डिसाइड करता हूं मैं टाइगर के साथ फाइट करूं क्या नहीं, लेट मी चेक माई कितना खाया हूं. यू डोंट डू सच एनालिसिस. इट इज, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कहाँ निकलने का, जब मार्केट में नहीं चल रहा है तुम्हारा बल्ला, नहीं चल रहा है. जैसे युवराज सिंह का एड था, बिरला इंश्योरेंस, इज सिटिंग ऑन अ पवेलियन टॉकिंग टू किड्स एंड ही सेड, बेटा जितने जब तक बल्ला चल रहा है ठाठ है, जिस दिन बल्ला चलना बंद हो जाएगा सब ठाठ खत्म. So every day, every week, every month will not be your month or the market's month. तुम्हारा भी टाइम आएगा, नंबर आएगा, provided you are doing diligently, you're taking out the car diligently, you're doing the trade diligently, one after the other. If you diligently do a trade, it is impossible that you are not making progress. I can write it down. Provided you're doing it, like the car comes out from the factory, your trade should come out from your own thought factory. Do not take decisions under stress. Please don't do that. If you are stressful, किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, आपने रिएक्ट कर दिया, तू मैं हो गया, घर में बाहर stressful, do not take decisions, any kind of decision. Best thing to do is not to trade. First things first, चुप कहीं भी. Okay, tell me something. have you faced anything in your life, any time in your life, when you repent what you had said? अरे गुस्से में बोल दिया था, छोड़ना अब उसको. Have you faced anything like this? Either you have said or someone has told you.
Yes. Always.
Always. So when you are in anger, whatever action you take is always against you and your well-being, always. So whenever you are stressed, you are angry, you are agitated, and whatever be the stress, it can be a fever, it can be a cold, it can be a fight, it can be wife, it can be anything. Tell yourself, "Aaj mera, I'm not feeling that well." So have that awareness. Do not try to trade too much in that day. So second last section of this class. This is something I got influenced from a book. Now this is where everyone has to participate with me. This is a map of consciousness. So how conscious are we about us ourselves? You're breathing? Sure? Check. Breathing, na? So how conscious are you about yourself? What we eat, what we hear, So it's a map of consciousness where on my left hand side I have the emotion and the life view. Ignore the others. Don't pay attention to the others. Just look into the emotion column and look into the life view column. And tell me, where do you see yourself today? What is the more dominant emotion in you? Is it trust, hate, craving, blame, optimism, forgiveness? In the life view, are you more hopeful, antagonist, demanding? Are you tragic, hopeless? At this current stage, right now, 19 Feb, how do you see your dominant emotion and your main life view? Which one? And over here, everyone needs to participate. So Narayana says trust. Forgiveness. बोलिए बाकी लोग.
So you have to tell only one. There are so many.
हाँ, तो which one is dominant? More or less. आप पढ़ो ना, टाइम लो, कोई जल्दी नहीं है.
Demanding.
हाँ, demanding.
Anxiety.
Anxious. हाँ, फिर से बोलो.
Regret.
Regret. Okay.
Yes. But anxiety नीचे.
Vishwapriya.
मैं demanding.
Demanding. You tell me your emotion. Demanding was life view. You demand from your life. You demand. What is your emotion?
Sir,
Optimism. अच्छा, okay. Many optimism. अच्छा. सुना है? Optimism. Life view. अभी तुम बहुत छोटे हो तुम्हारा.
That's right.
Willingness. Okay. Where is willingness? Meaningful. Acha. Meaningful. Hopeful. All right. Anything else? Vivek, what about you? You said anxious, right? Hopeful.
So
Complete. 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 Narayan says complete. Okay. Interesting. Ah. Yes, Anupam.
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory. Trust.
Understanding.
Understanding. Okay.
So mine also anxiety.
Both of you the same. That I realized yesterday. Okay. Now, this is where we want to reach. We want to be complete. We want to be meaningful, hopeful. We want to be satisfied. We want to trust and want people to trust us. We want to keep an optimistic view about our emotions. We want to forgive. We want to understand. Honestly, these are the paths that we wish to. We may at times, we may not. Especially when you're trading and in the market, this is the part that is going to have a dominant feature in you. You will be anxious, you will regret the moves, you will blame the market. When you big loss, you'll be humiliated that your parents told you not to trade. You hate because someone is making it big and you can't. Dignity, you will obviously be demanding, disappointing, frightening because if you've taken a very big position, tragic, यार निकल गए भाग गया क्या हो रहा है मेरे से ही पैसा नहीं बन रहा है, hopeless, trade after trade it's not working out for me, 3 months I've done no profit. The moment you stop trading, the next 3 months was a bumper. So these things are going to come towards you in some way or the other, whether you are aware of it or not aware of it. My objective is be aware of it. Be very much aware of it. A good point was the self-taught thing. How was my market today? Was I prepared? Especially before you open your computer ना, सबके पास एक गणेश, लक्ष्मी, कुबेर सब सजा के रखेंगे, so that सबको याद है आपके पास. करेक्ट. उधर पे हो सके तो ऐसा कुछ भी लगा दीजिए जिसको आपको याद दिला दे, आपको याद दिला दे. हो सके आपका खुद का एक फोटो लगा देना. Am I prepared today? Am I in a good frame of mind to do what I'm doing? ठीक है. So these things will come towards you. I'm not suggesting stop them from coming. So you cannot stop them from coming. So a lot of people do meditation. Narayana also mentioned about meditation, right? In a lot of meditation books and all that, lot of things you'll figure out. They say that we want to stop our mind. We don't want the chatter of the mind. The पांच पांडव पता है श्रावण? You know the पांच पांडव? Who's the most wisest? Who was the eldest? Yudhishthir. All of them went to hell except Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir went to heaven. And even at the gates of heaven, he was asked a question. And he had to prove himself the wisest of all wise. So he was questioned that what is the one thing in Mother Earth which is more than the blades of grass? घास होते हैं ना, घास से भी ज्यादा ऐसा क्या है दुनिया में? And his answer was thoughts. So there are millions of thoughts that come your mind, and the meditation stuff, they say that you have to stop your mind. Honestly, you cannot stop your mind. Can you stop your kidney? Can you stop your heart or your liver or your eyes? नहीं यार, इतने बचपन से धड़क रहा है. 2 मिनट के लिए तो बंद कर सकते हैं ना हार्ट को.
You cannot stop, but you can train.
You cannot stop, but you can train. You can train the way it is beating. You can train the way the mind is behaving, right? You cannot stop. So you cannot stop the mind chatter. It will keep on coming to you. So what I'm trying to say in this is, as it happened with me, it is happening with you. These things will come towards you. Either market देगा या life देगा. I'm not saying stop it. मतलब रोक दो उसको. नहीं नहीं. What I'm suggesting is, be aware आपके साथ क्या हो रहा है. So generally क्या होता है, if you have a bad day in the market or in your life, that bad feeling and anger comes out in your family, with your kids, with your wife, with your parents or friends. इट हैज टू कम आउट दैट जो मार्केट ने आपको दिया ना डोज, वो डोज आप ले नहीं सकते, उसको निकालना है आपको, वो गुस्सा निकालना है. एंड दैट गोज uselessly on some people whom you are the easiest is the soft spot is your family. वो लोग तो कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, दे इस पे झाड़, निकाल इसको. For example, I had once scratched my car a little bit. I was extremely agitated with a trade of mine. दिमाग में घूम ही रहा था. उस दिन जिस दिन मेरा कार का एक छोटा सा स्क्रैच, उस दिन मेरे को पूरा सिनेरियो समझ में आया. उसके लिए दक्षिणा देना पड़ा. Everything has a tuition fees. So I paid the tuition fees. Then I realized that after that scratch on my car, that evening 7:30, I realized why it happened. Because the 315 trade of McDowell that I did, that costed me some 17,000-18,000, वो दिमाग से तब निकला. So, as long as a car or a bike or a machine is paying the price, is fine. Humans should not pay the price, especially your family members should not. So, all that I am saying is be aware. अगर आपके मुंह से कुछ निकल गया, आपका agitated feeling है, आपका, so be aware. मैं क्यों ऐसा कर रहा हूँ? Why am I doing like this? चुप बैठो. Please do that. Last and not the least, I had told you this will be a more spiritual last 30 minutes, right? Last but not the least, this is what I believe in, and it's fact. You are a function of your habit. Simple, period. Whatever habit you take up, that is what you become. You take up smoking, you become a smoker. You take up alcohol every day, you become an alcoholic. I have been working 7 days a week for three and a half years. I've become some kind of an workaholic. So the habits you take up, that is how you will become. If you want to take up any good habit like a meditation or gym or workout or yoga or anything, or eating fruits in the morning, anything, do it for at least 40 to 50 days every day continuously. Once you do it for 40 to 50 days, it becomes a habit. 2 दिन 3 दिन 1 हफ्ते में नहीं होने वाला. So please make it a habit. Keep a healthy mind, a healthy body, trade. An unhealthy mind and unhealthy body cannot make a very good person or a trader. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि all the traders are very yogis and all. No, that's what I'm not saying. But you will appreciate your body and your mind. Lot of people take a 1 month break. RJ takes a 1 month or 2 weeks, I think, break. Every year he goes to an ashram, detoxifies himself and comes back. I think you know. If you don't know, many people do that. Rakesh Junjunwal. आश्रम चला जाता है, कहीं जाता है वो, in Gujarat I think. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying he's got the good habits or bad. I'm not getting there. What I'm saying is inculcate few good habits which will help you in trade. हाँ. So inculcate few good habits. This brings us to the end. This brings us to the beginning. Post today, I get out of my AST 13 group. I include all of you in the main AST group, where over 200 traders are all AST students, all participated in this program before, are actively sharing stuff that you will appreciate a lot. Trading ideas, learnings, websites, softwares, books, magazines, you name it, it's there. You post a question there, I don't even get a chance to answer. They answer, they take care of it. I don't do anything. That is my objective. It's getting fulfilled. It is fulfilled. So now you will join, make the most of it, and give also. The more you contribute, the more you get.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks, sir.
ठीक है?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sir, नहीं एक final photograph है सबका.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll be sharing more stuff periodically. Lot of ideas to write blogs and create videos. Stay in touch. ठीक है? All right. Bye. Thank you.